Welcome to a little video podcast about our topic, the feminist city. At first, we would like to introduce ourselves. For my part, I'm Johannes. I'm out of Germany from Hamburg, and I'm studying urban planning there.
Thank you, Johannes. My name is Philip, and I do study architecture in Germany also, dealing with topics like feminist cities for a few years, and I'm very happy to talk about this topic.
Hi, my full name is Nandin-Erdene, and you can call me Nenda, and I'm from Mongolia. It's my first year in Sapienza University, studying global humanities. So,
me, I'm Larissa. I'm 21. Yeah, I'm from Germany. I study in Dresden, but I'm actually from Bavaria. And yeah, I'm studying social sciences and economics, but here mostly global science or global humanities. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
So we are three boys and girls from Germany, one from Mongolia. So we have also a little different experience. And when it comes to experience, I would like to know from you guys, was this kind of your first touch with this topic? Did you had any lectures before? Kind of just in general, a question. What was your opinion coming to the class on this topic of the feminist city?
Actually, I've already heard from it, but in the lecture in the class, it was the first time I just worked with the topic more specifically. And also, the main thing is our project now.
From my experience, I would say in my hometown where I study, we have in the architecture faculty, we have a sub-faculty that actually is called gender and planning. Who had a lecture also about maybe not only about the feminist city, but it was one aspect we focused on a little bit. So I could say I was getting in touch a bit before Rome.
Thank you. I, for example, organized a festival last year dealing with feminist topics regarding architecture. And it's called Women in Architecture, and we kind of invited experts and did a lot of research on these topics, and created a festival campus which is made to communicate these topics to a lot of people.
I'm 18, by the way, and I just graduated from high school, so everything I've learned this few months everything's just new for me, and I have not much of an experience on every topics that we've been studying.
Perfect. We kind of did in the last days a couple of interviews with strangers, we could say, in Rome, and asking about their own personal experience in Rome with the city, with the public transport, and just the public space in general. And we had some really interesting people that we kind of had a little discussion about. Maybe we can start with one. Birgit, she was actually from Germany. When we met her, she was visiting Rome again because she lived here for, I think, 30 years, she told us. And maybe we can take a look about how safe she felt.
I used to move in my bicycle. For me, it's a little bit strange because I think it's not possible that there's only a feminist city. There are also men, no?
Okay.
And, always, if there were no cars,
okay,
that would make everything much more easier.
Okay. Back in the Indian studio.
Yes, I think it's an interesting opinion also about the traffic, because if you talk about traffic, you can also talk about the caring city. I would just say that there's a lot of people that are not aware of this topic, so I think it's important to make this topic visible and to make it aware, or to make people aware of it.
Yeah, but I think also generation is a big thing. 55 years, so I think this is definitely a different generation than ours. So
When it comes to the age, we also had another woman in her 60s, really had like a different opinion on that topic. We would kind of say. Actually, when it comes to her religion, we could take a short break to show you guys what we might meant.
They don't have more Dio. God, people, it's crazy. It's a change. Everything is changed because they do everything is good. One of these.
Yeah, no, you had like a short summary of a religious person. Yeah, she was kind of okay with her situation in the city. She was also saying that it was kind of dirty, but in the end, God will protect her for any harms, so she doesn't really care, is not that really scared.
I think the main problem is that she really doesn't care. Like for me, for example, I'm religious too, but I care a lot, and if I'm on my way back home in the night, like sometimes I'm running because I'm feeling uncomfortable, and yeah, I think it's hard to say if you only take God as a reason.
It's not really an answer to the problems we have in the city, and not really a good solution just to give it to God, right?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, in fact, there is a lot of people being like affected by the spatial surroundings, such as, for example, homeless people willing to sleep on a bench that are not able because the bench is to not let them sleep on it, and also people being scared in the areas where there's not enough lighting, for example. So that's a fact, and I think you can't just ignore it, and it's important to improve it.
Yeah, it's the next person, Melissa. She was 22 years old, was a student in Rome, and also worked at the NGO, like a non-governmental organization, where she had like a lot of personal experience with the topic, kind of like the opposite to the persons we interviewed before. Yeah, we can take a quick look.
Yeah, I have my pepper spray always with me, and I try to call my friends when I don't feel safe, and I get me in places where I can feel safer.
So yeah, she told us a little bit about how unsafe she felt in the city. She has to pretend to be in a call with someone, and potentially also use pepper spray to defend herself, which is like definitely like I said, kind of like an opposite opinion, where you don't just let yourself defend by God, but no, you defend yourself because you're scared and you really want to survive. Like a survival instinct just pops up kind of like in her head. And for our last interviewer, usually the best comes at last. And we had Stefano, a 20-year-old student, who, when we asked him about what is like his definition of a feminist city, like what he thinks about it, that he has not really a clue, that he didn't really get in contact with it, and that he, maybe thinks that there has to be better public system to help the woman, but in general he has not really like a big or large different like opinion on that. Philip, if you as a man, would you say every man? Would you say like, is your opinion like kind of the same, or has it changed, or what is like your view about this topic when you see Stefano?
Since I'm aware of these topics, I do care a lot more, also because I'm an architect and I deal with it a lot of time, planning stuff and having a look on the structures, for example, also in the companies, and also to for example, do urban planning and try to like include all the interests that are people having in the city, and so I think very, very different and very, very much more aware.
Now, for the last part, we could focus on our own personal experience we might had in the open public space.
So As a girl, in my home country, I've been harassed or just like mentally or physically harassed by a lot of men. We will never have the chance to feel calm, like mentally, because we always need to just like look around when we're trying to like unlock the door of our home, and then we're just always like being anxious and scared all the time. When I came here in Rome, and I thought it'll be much safer than my home country, but not really, because everyone around the world is actually the same.
And I think generally as a woman you always have to take more care of yourself than as a man. For example, here near Termini, this is not the best place to be for mostly women also, because for example I stayed for a long time in a hostel here, and it was directly here and near the Termini, and I had a lot of weird experiences. Like the man said, "You're such a slut," and first they said, "Oh my god, you're so hot," and then I was like, "What the hell?" And then they acted like that, and this is a bit confused, I think.
Any like spatial or infrastructural improvements that make this situations better in a way, like for example lighting of streets, or any other spatial
improvements to have no scare rooms and areas in the streets and stuff.
But I think I have to say in Rome there are a lot of lightning places. Like for example, at the metro station, I think I'm feeling quite safe there. But 2 days ago, I went by bus just back home, and there was like an underground way just to get back to the street, and there were actually no light. That was really crazy, and that was the first moment when I was like, okay, I think I have to go a bit faster because I'm just feeling uncomfortable.
I've noticed that here in Rome there's not many like cameras around there, because in my home country there's like every corner around, and there's like 1 or 2 cameras to make sure you feel okay, even if it's dark and without any lightning. But here in Rome I can't find any cameras.
But that's really interesting, because I think from my experience, most of the time when we speak about like camera and surveillance, that people feel like in Germany more like unsafe when there are cameras around, because not everyone is like think that the government is using the data like that for the best. So, but it's like really like a good kind of like aspect you're mentioning.
That's called the carceral feminism. It's also apart from our thing. Yeah, that they say cameras and surveillance is necessary, but actually I think the police and all this stuff, it's not the best solution to make the world more comfortable. Yeah.
It's more about people that actually live and to act to change something in their behavior instead of just watch them doing whatever. But there's not really any change. Yeah.
What do you think about Rome? Do you think that it's easy to get your stuff done, not traveling too much, or could you imagine how it would be from a caregiving person's perspective?
I would say, like for the city center by foot, most of the things that are not really in the old town are kind of like good connected to each other. The problem is like when you're going like out of that, the public transit has its limits, and it's not really like a useful, efficient way to go get the function that should be in the area together, or like that you can reach them in time. So it's not like this 10 minutes or 15-minute street concept that you might mention. That is like definitely more safe for women to live in. So I would say there's a lot of things that can be improved, but maybe I have some different opinion on that.
I think it's a really chaotic city, so the buses are always late. We only have 3 metro lines, so I think it's really hard. I think the bus is necessary, and yeah, but you can't trust them.
You can trust the bus, and also they're like so fully crowded in the morning and the evening that, yeah, even myself, myself, I feel unsafe or like not really like good or well protected in these. So yeah, I kind of can see where it leads to. So yeah, for now, when it comes to the end, for the conclusion, I think every one of us could say like one aspect that everyone felt like might be the most important for them. For my personally, I would say we should produce more like awareness, like more like a discussion culture in the city or in the public space, that people come together and talk about their preferences.
Yes, and when it comes to awareness, it's also important to, like have a look on the surroundings. What is the structure made like? Are there barriers? Can we change it? Is it easy to change it? How can we manage it? What about the trees in the surroundings? So just have have an awareness for the topics, and to have a look on the spatial infrastructure.
For me, I would say it's probably their age difference on how they're seeing this topic. Because like the woman who's 57 and she's more of a chill person, because like she's got a lot of experience. Maybe when she was young, she was probably like the girl who's 22, the mindset, and then it's just getting stronger and stronger, and at the end they just doesn't care everything at all.
My point, I think it's just important to recognize and to understand or to feel with mostly women or just people who feel uncomfortable. And for example, like in the interview, that you have guts so you don't have to take care, but it's not an excuse, I would say, and you just have to see it and not just to look away from the problem.
Grazie mille to everyone, and I hope everyone of you had a good fun. Ciao.
Ciao, Bella.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Also, I think it's very important when we talk about feminist city to think about the feminist effects in women, which are, of course, positive around we can expect to get the same job as a man and get the equality around the laboral sphere, like the productive sphere, which is, of course, very, very positive that we have the same opportunities too, and we can now, study the same things and being the CEO of this huge business and whatever. But we have to be very aware about what is happening in the domestic sphere, which has not been the same advances than in the productive sphere. And we have women caring still most of the time. So now what is happening, and it's called the care crisis, which is talking about that women have double work
Amount of hours to invest.
Yeah, exactly. Like we are working, instead of that feminism brings us more opportunities, that we work the same as men. Now we're working the double time because there hasn't been the same equalities in the domestic sphere and in the caring sphere. So that relates directly with as I said, like the mental health, the physical health, and also like the quality of life, that we have to be really, really aware that when we talk about feminist cities, we have to talk about cities that care, and also to bring equality to care, that men and women take care of the same. But that, meanwhile, that is also like balancing. We have to don't forget to talk about these subjects, when we talk about feminism, because we centered a lot of being the equal, of studying and having the same opportunities, but we have to also talk about the same caring times and the same caring responsibilities, and that is a very, very hard work to do, because it's been held for centuries, and we have to be radical in changing that too.
Like you said, the equality. Oftentimes it's forgotten what like kind of the work in the private household and the families are, because everyone is going like they work from 8 to 6, but then when they're at home, the woman oftentimes still has to work with like this kind of like unpaid work, care work, as you describe it, and it's not recognized. And yeah, of course, that's what we have to focus on quite more, and also like in the planning industry.
Yeah. Also, it surprised me a lot that in Germany, I thought that it would be very different from Mexico, but it's very, very similar around the maternity leave, that it's not the same in every European country. And that is also like a very, very important thing to work around when we talk about these subjects, like public daycare, like the daycare, public kindergarten, right? There's a lot of pending work, of course, when we talk about gender, but yeah, I think like for closing, that a very, very important work is the communication work, the awareness around the subject, and the collective occupation in the city.
Yeah, it's like good like perfect 3 keywords how to approach it.
Yeah.
Then, gracias, Sofia. Thanks for the little.
At this point, I'm starting to understand Germany.
Next lady we interviewed. This was like a lady, the next young lady.
The next person.
But the priest.
I'm going to make it correct.
Yes, because but she told us that she's a woman.
We don't care. Just say lady. It's okay. It's kind of
Lady. Thomas Gottschalk.
Oh, I'm just so cold and I can't process.